guys, welcome back. It is April 9th. It is, I think, about a week since I talked to you last. And I have some stuff for you. So I actually made a list today. Amazing. This teacher thing is really starting to pay off. I'm starting to be a lot more organized. So first off, welcome everybody. Thank you to all of my commenters, subscribers. Welcome to any new subscribers. I hope you guys like what you see, and let's have some fun. So first off, what I wanted to talk about today is I am back from Yosemite. I think I mentioned last time that that's where I was going to spend spring break. It was rainy, it was cold, but I liked it. It was a lot of fun. We ended up going to, we ended up staying a little bit outside the park, and so it was like 20 minutes south of the park, but further up in the mountains. It was a place called the Rush Creek Lodge, which was really nice. They didn't have any TVs in the rooms, and it was a very self-contained little trip, I guess you could say. We did a lot of hiking. I mean, not as much as we could have, but for those of you that didn't hear on the news, Saturday, it was Friday night through Saturday and Sunday morning, they actually closed down Yosemite Valley because of all the rain that they were getting. They were expecting, it didn't start raining until Saturday morning, but they were expecting 4 inches of rain, which doesn't sound like a lot, but caused flooding, or they were sure was going to cause flooding throughout the valley. So they kicked everybody out of their campsites, and basically just shut down the valley so you couldn't actually do anything in it. So we got there Wednesday because Tuesday was completely booked. We're not really sure why, but so we got there Wednesday. It's about a 6-hour drive, and so we didn't get there until the afternoon, so we didn't do anything that day. We just had dinner and kind of played some board games and got ready to get up early in the morning to do some hiking on Thursday. So Thursday, we went to a hike in the morning to a sequoia grove. I had to think of we live on Sycamore Drive, or off of Sycamore Drive, so, and there's a sequoia near us, so it's Sequoia Drive, so I always have to remember what trees I'm talking about. But yes, we went to a sequoia grove, which was very interesting because it was further up than we were planning, like elevation-wise, and so there was snow over a lot of it. So that was kind of interesting for our first hike. It was really pretty. I'm going to include at the end of this video some of the video clips that we took of waterfalls and stuff. If you want to see those, all of the longest clip I think I took was like 30 seconds, so it'll be like 15 to 20 seconds of different waterfalls. So if you want to stick around for that, you can. But yeah, we did that hike, and then we went to do a second hike, which was one of the more popular hikes. The first hike was great because it was mostly us, and we would see people every, I don't know, like 10 minutes we'd see a group of people hiking with us. So that was nice. But then the second hike, like I said, was one of the more popular ones, and so we ended up seeing people every, we didn't have any time where we were alone. We never hiked with the same group because it was very uphill, because it was up to a waterfall. And so we ended up, from the first hike, I don't know how I did it, I don't remember doing it, but I don't know if I pinched a nerve or pulled a muscle or what I did, but I definitely was feeling it on the hike up. So I had to stop every, probably 30 feet, just to catch my breath and let the pain recede a little bit. So we ended up stopping at the bottom of the waterfall, and my husband left me to keep going up the waterfall. It was fine. There was plenty of people around and stuff, like I said. So he left me to go off and hike a little bit further up the mountain, he was only gone for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So no big deal. And then we ended up going back to the hotel. Saturday, we ended up, that was the day it was raining all day, so we ended up Friday, it ended up raining. So Friday is when we, stayed in the hotel all day. Just, like I said, there's no TVs, so we just played they had a bunch of board games. We didn't take our swimsuits because I didn't realize they had hot tubs, and since it was still really cold, I didn't think it was a smart idea to take up room with a swimsuit. But now that I'm looking back on it, we definitely should have, because they had 2 hot tubs and the pool was a heated saltwater pool. So live and learn, whatever. We have our hot tub here. I'm sorry, my face is so itchy today. I don't know why. So Friday, we ended up, like I said, just staying at the hotel and playing games. They have a bunch of board games. I did some stitching and basically just relaxing and trying to stop being sore from the day before. We had s'mores because every night they had s'mores around the campfire, so I did have s'mores every night. Not the healthiest, but it was vacation, right? And then Saturday, it was still rainy and they still hadn't opened the valley, so we basically just went up to a different place to hike. And that hike was probably one of my favorites because it kind of scared everybody away. And this particular hike that we went on, before the hike even started, really, you had to cross a creek, and there was no place to cross really, so you ended up getting your feet wet, because there ends up being a pool where all the water and stuff is collecting, right there at the beginning. So we went ahead and just went for it. We actually had kind of decided not to do it when we first went, but there was a family that was right in front of us with 2 kids, and we figured, well, they could cross, so we can cross. So they went right before us, but we were able to see them at certain points on the trail just to make sure, because a lot of it was washed out, and so we wanted to make sure that we were going the right way. But we were alone pretty much the entire hike, so that was awesome. And it wasn't uphill until the very last part, but we ended up getting to the river with the waterfall. We could see the waterfall, but because the rain was so bad and the water was so high, it kind of washed out the path. And it was hard to tell if it was a waterfall or, we knew that's where it was, but it looked not as waterfall-y as you would picture, because, like I said, it just looked like whitewater rapids, because the river was so high. So, but it was still really pretty. It was still a great hike. The family that was in front of us, I guess they kept going, and we ended up climbing up some rocks and stuff and figuring we weren't sure, we basically lost the path at that point. And we think the path just had gotten washed out at that point. But it was still really pretty, so we decided we didn't have to keep going. We were kind of afraid of, slipping and being washed away if we fell into the river, off of this wet rocks and stuff. So we didn't keep going. But we went, the hike back was nice. But I ended up, on the way back, the deep river that we crossed, I ended up going off the path to go up the river to cross at a more, I guess a shallower place. so that I didn't get wet again. And I crossed the river and I started to step, and it felt like my pants had gotten caught on a tree branch. So I kept pulling my leg to try to get it away, and realized that it wasn't a branch, it was barbed wire. And it went right through my pants, right through my socks, and right into my skin. It's not bad, it's literally just like a point, but I would show you, but I'm wearing a dress right now, and that wouldn't be very ladylike. But yeah, it's just like a point in my skin, but yeah, it was very interesting. My pants were completely ruined. My socks were actually okay, but yeah, it was very interesting. I didn't see it at all. It was like a rusted piece of barbed wire that was just completely brown and looked just like a skinny tree branch. But luckily that was on the last day and the last part of the hike, so I didn't have, and it didn't even start bleeding until like we were at the hotel pretty much. And I like pinched it to clean it out, so definitely could have been worse. But yeah, between the cramp in my left leg and the cut in my right, it was a mess. But yeah, so it was a fun time. I'm glad we went. I would gladly go again. I really like hiking, and now we bought the boots for hiking because we hadn't had them for a long time. So I want to go hiking around here and stay fit. Get fit, let's be honest. There's no staying here. But use it as a way to get fit, because I hate running, and I hate a lot of cardio where it feels like I'm doing nothing, just like running or like actual like cardio inside. So hiking, I actually like feel like I get something out of it because I get pretty views, or it's more fun climbing rocks than it is to run on a pavement. So, and we live in the valley, so there are a lot of hiking trails and stuff around us. So it's something that I hope to keep going. But it does get really hot here, so that would be my only complaint. But I told my husband I want to start hiking around here, and he agreed, and so we'll see how we do. Hopefully you will be seeing my husband soon. I want to do the husband, like the get to know your hubby tag, or the cross-stitch quiz tag with him. So hopefully you guys will see him. We'll see if he wants to do a video with me. Apparently he watches my videos. I didn't know that, but he had mentioned something about the other day. But yeah. So, and the trip was nice too, because we had to spend a lot of time together, like playing games and stuff. We downloaded Clue we downloaded the app because that way you can have AI players play with you. So it's more fun than just like the two of you trying to figure out the clues. So, if anybody wants to play that with us, it's like $3.99 on the App Store, and you can play with friends. I did make my official last day of tutoring at my job. I will be a full-time not full-time teacher, but teaching only, starting on June 15th. So we're hoping to hire another tutor at work to take my place, which will be exciting. I will lose all my benefits, which is all of my, because I'm basically going from a full-time position to a part-time position, but I'll get paid more based on the number of students I have, because I feel like I have 7 students now, and I feel like that's taking up more time, or I feel like I'm not giving as much to the students to tutor as I should be, because I'm spending some of that time with my students teaching and with like prepping for the students that I teach. So we went ahead and made the call to just be done with it starting on June 15th, which is technically the end of the school year, but I had to do that date in order so that they can free up the space to hire another tutor, so that we can have the tutor ready for summer school to help us out with that. So I will be teaching through summer, not my kids, but summer school kids that we bring in. because I kind of screwed myself over and I already agreed to it before I realized that I wouldn't have to teach. But it's fine. It'll be extra money. It'll be good. Summer school for us is very crazy. We get about 5 times as many kids as our normal load, and we get a bunch of teachers from out of the school system that we bring in to teach the kids for summer school. So it's very, very crazy, but it's only about 6 weeks of crazy, so it's not too bad. And that being said, I will, so I have since I'm losing my benefits, I have to use up all of the time off that I have saved up, because otherwise I lose it. So, starting on May 5th, I will be going to, it's like a month away. We booked a cruise. So we're going to be going on a 7-day cruise to the Caribbean with Disney. It'll be our first 7-day cruise. The most we've done is 5 days. So we'll see. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes, because the way Disney works is you have dinner at one of the restaurants. They have 3 restaurants, like the fancier, like dress up. So you go to dinner and then you go to a show. Well, they only have 3 shows and they only have 3 restaurants. So after you do those 3, then you revolve and do the same restaurants again, but there's no show after. So all the cruises we've done have been like dinner and a show every night. Well, at this point, we've seen most of the shows. We'll go to the ones we really liked. We'll re-see those. But it should be more relaxing, which I'm looking forward to. Because it's not like you have to, basically, if you're out for the day at the port, then you go back, you have to go and get dressed and ready for dinner, head straight down to dinner, then do the show, and then by that point it's already like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, like 10:30 at night, so you're kind of done for the night. So it's basically from 3 o'clock on, your whole night's planned. So it'll be really nice to have some time to relax and kind of do what we want to do. And it's on the new ship, the Fantasy, which we have not been on before. So it'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it. I do get seasick, so I'm curious to see how I'll do on a 7-day, because it usually tends to subside a little bit. Not much, I can still feel it, but not to the point that I want to miss dinner and throw up every night. Which I've only thrown up on one cruise, and that was the very first one we took, and it was the roughest waters they said that they had seen, pretty much. So good introduction to cruising. Yeah, so we'll see how I do. I'm planning on taking my stitching with me. I don't know how much I will get done, but I haven't decided yet if I want to do a new project or work on George Washington. So before I show you my whip, it is my birthday today, so happy birthday to me. I don't really have any plans other than we'll probably go to dinner, but it was kind of nice because the ladies at work were great, and they got me some flowers and balloons and a card with a $25 Joann's gift card in it, so that was really sweet of them. So I'm going to show you those, and in the meantime, you'll also get to see my craft room. I have done more since last time. It is not totally 100% done, but I will show you what I have so far. So, first off, whoops, sorry about that. These are the flowers they got me. It's a nice, pretty little basket. And the balloons. I got this emoji happy birthday. I got this happy birthday. It wants to show. There we go. This one's probably my favorite. And then the Minnie Mouse, because I know I like Disney. So that was really sweet. I got a cutting mat finally, that way. And some baskets and stuff to put all of my fabric, scrap pieces of fabric. All of my paints and stuff are up there. Those are like the 2 pots. Those are for making candles. I'd gotten them for my wedding, and they, like, I haven't really used them since, because if you don't know, wax is, like, when you're making candles, it's really, really easy to catch the fumes on fire from melting it. So it makes me a little nervous having a gas stove doing that. So I'm still trying to figure out, I might just get a hot plate to finish the rest, because I have like probably another like 20 pounds of wax that I've way overbought for our wedding. So I just need to melt those down and make them into candles and burn them and get rid of it. So that's why they're still there. But I got a marker holder. It's not full yet. I just made this the other night. But marker organizer for all of my craft markers and stuff. You'll see that later. On this side of my desk, I have some random crap. My sewing machine. This is all of my fabric that I have is basically like a file system. My cross-stitch fabric, same idea. Up here I bought this. This is what the marker organizer came with, but it is, I don't have anything in here yet, but these 2 drawers are separate, and then just some extra fabric that was too thick to fit in to these. Sorry, you guys are plugged in. And then my closet is still not done. I think I mentioned last time, like, my plan is to completely get rid of everything in here. Well, not get rid of, but organize everything in here and get it out of the closet and turn that into a stitching/reading nook. Cleavage shut. But, and then of course, my wall I'm still so proud of. My thread wall. But I need to get another filing cabinet organizer for the rest of my cross-stitch stuff. So I will probably I might get that today. I might make my hubby go with me to the Michael's, which is not super close, but to get hopefully my last filing cabinet, because I don't want to order it online. But so now that we are 25 minutes in, let's get down to cross stitch. So first off, I've only worked on one whip again, and you guys already kind of saw a preview of it, but it is the George Washington Crossing the Delaware. Still not where I want to be on it, but that's okay. This is fresh off of the Q snaps because I worked on it in Yosemite. But it is quite a bit further, I think, than you saw it last time. I got another, I think, like 10 rows. I am on row number 41. And at row 58, I'm going to stop with this color and fill in all the rest, because that is the end of the 10 pages, like of the row across. So, and I actually, as far as I know, don't think I have screwed up on this, which for me is amazing. Tell me if you guys see this. Right there, do you guys see the deer? I see a deer. His face is right there, and his antlers kind of up here. I thought that was funny. Once I get the row of pages done, I am probably going to take a break from it. But that still is a while off. So I'll decide then. It would be kind of cool to just do this color all the way before I fill in. But I really just want to get the row of page, finish the row of pages and get that done. So I don't have to focus on it anymore. But we shall see. The back actually looks pretty cool. A couple of screw-ups where I got loops on the back, like right there. But I'm hoping, like, I'll fold that down when I get to it and it'll go in pretty well. Hello. You guys haven't seen her in a while. Here's Mocha. Little bratty kitty. As soon as I have my fabric out, she wants to lay all over it. You gonna say hi? She might bump the camera. She's going behind it to the window. But yeah, I thought the back was pretty cool looking. So that's probably one of the neatest backs I have. I am doing this one pin stitched, so there's really not any carrying, well, okay, other than the threads that I carried to get the gaps and stuff, there's really not too many like pieces that look like they're loose or anything. So anyway, so that's my whip. I'm gonna put that one on the scroll frame because I still have a month. Hopefully, my goal is to have those 10 pages completely finished before the cruise. Let's hope, because I want it to be done. So I know last time I talked about, hang on, let me cross off everything I've talked about so far just so I can have it done. My birthday. Okay. So I know last time I talked about buying a chatelaine, and I'd asked you guys which one you preferred out of the Amazing Universe or the Sparkling Peacock, and only one person replied. So thank you for that. She said I should get Sparkling Peacock, so I did. And it came in the mail, so I have it ready to start. Wow, okay. I have the pattern. I don't know when I'll start it. I really am itching to start it because it looks so pretty. And this is a bad picture of it. But it has quite a few. So what I've decided to do is to get the bead pack from European Cross Stitch, which is like $50. And I'm going to replace some of the silks with DMC. So what I've decided to do is all of the Karen Water Lilies and most of the Gloriana I will keep. The Dinky Dyes, I haven't decided quite yet. There's really not that much of the skein used for Dinky Dyes, so I haven't quite decided on those yet. All of the Rainbow Gallery will stay the same. And the only Glorianas that I am replacing are ones that are not like a variegated, like where what am I trying to say? The strands are not really variegated. So I think there's like 6 or 7 of those. Or wait. There's 9 total Gloriana, so I think there's like maybe half of those will be switched out. Yeah, everything else will stay the same. And it's mostly for money's sake. I'm not going to be getting the floss all at once. I am going to space it out a little bit. Probably like as I get, oh, there's my other cat. As I get one of my Christmas Eve courier patterns, the Nora Corbett's, as I get like each of those from 1-2-3 Stitch, I'll maybe get like a floss or two of one of the silks. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if my husband has bought me anything for my birthday. He never likes to tell me anything of anything, like even if he bought me something, much less what it is. So if he hasn't, then I'm gonna go ahead and tell him I'm getting the bead pack as my birthday present from him. So we'll see what he says. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to starting that one soon. I am still really itching to get the Amazing Universe, but we'll see how that goes. I might get it sooner rather than later. So, I don't know, we'll see. When I got the chatelaine, I also got a little bit of stash. If you don't like stash, you can leave now, but it's really only, I'll talk about it for like 2 minutes, if even. So the first one that I got, these are for, wait, are these the only two that oh no, okay. I only got 4 flosses, and these are for the Dasher Christmas Eve couriers. So the first one that I got is the Water Lilies 204, which is Umbria. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat meowing in the background. She likes to be annoying. And then I also got the 241, which is Shenandoah. And I don't know how well this will, well, I guess it turns out pretty well. Block out my face. It's got all these like pretty greens and blues and purples, and it's really not focusing as it focus. Oh, that's a little better. It's still like not refocusing. What the heck? You get the idea. I'm using my phone camera, which is not the greatest. Then I also got the Krynic 1432, which I believe is like a white, like an ice blue color. Which is not showing because we don't like to focus. Focusing is whatever. And then we got the 011HL, which is like a gunmetal gray, silvery color. So if anybody knows how to make an iPhone 7 focus on stuff close up, let me know, because every trick that I have tried to find doesn't work. But pretty color. My cat's having fun. There's a bunch of people outside walking their dogs right now. But yeah, cool. I'm like playing with my phone to try to get to focus, but it does not do anything close up. Fine. So that's all my stash that I bought. As far as that I physically have to show you, I bought 3 patterns as well. The first one I bought, so McKenna from Stitching and Sequins, I'm sure you guys all know her. Oh, actually, you know what? Really quick, here is a better picture of the sparkling peacock. If you heard that, that was one of my Krynics that just went on the floor. So it's the sparkling peacock design. So McKenna has recently joined the Attic LNS, and she started a group on Facebook to sell all of their like clearance items. And I caught her live video last night, because when I was in Yosemite, we had Wi-Fi, but we didn't have any service. So I could only catch it when I was at the hotel. So I had no idea about this until I saw the live video last night, but saw her live video, and she is selling a bunch of patterns that they have on clearance, and a lot of them are retired patterns, retired designers, and they're like great prices. So this first one I saw, it was already taken, but I really liked it, so I found it somewhere else. But it is Meowie Christmas. Obviously my two cats. I don't know what she's meowing at. So I got that one for like $5.99 from Poppy Designs, I believe it's called. This next one, I'm really happy I got. It is the Best of Teresa Wensler Fantasy Collection Volume 2, which is out of print. This was $20, and it's got 11 patterns in it. So I'm really excited about that. And this last one, I forget the name of the place, but it's something Creations with a K. And I'm sorry I didn't look that up. But it's this pattern right here, which is a Christmas one. It says, "Merry, Merry Christmas, one and all. Santa Claus has come to call. Lots of gifts are under the tree. Tell me, Santa, are they for me?" So I thought that was cute. One of the modifications I'm going to make to this one is I'm going to get rid of one of these Marys, so there's only one. Because I think it works better with the poem. But I thought that was really cute. Simple design, so it shouldn't take long to stitch. For those of you that have not seen it, this is the other chatelaine I'm thinking of buying. This is the Amazing Universe mandala. There is a modification I will make to this one. Earth is going to be in the middle, and then I'm going to add Pluto up there, or Neptune. She had left that out of this one, but she includes all 9 planets in it. And I can't stand having 8 planets. So, and I figure that way if Earth is in the middle, it will look like the trees are coming out of Earth, and it's kind of like you start off with Earth and then you're spreading out into the trees, into the stars, and into the universe. So, and then I'm also going to change, all of these are the same color beads in the trees, but I'm going to change those to some of my favorite fruits that I use. So I'm going to have orange, yellow, green, and then let's see, orange, yellow, green, and red for apples. So that's my plan when I eventually get there. Still have to buy it, and then buy the floss, and then stitch. So if you guys want to join the Facebook group, it is called Attic Needlework Last Chance. And just go on and McKenna will add you to the group, and you can get some cool stuff from it. And so that's really all I have for you guys today. This is one of my longer videos, even though I didn't have much to show, unfortunately. I will let you guys know next time. Hopefully I'll see you again next week with more stitching done, with some new stash, hopefully, and hopefully with my craft room done. But we do have our friends and family coming into town over the next like 2 weeks, so starting tomorrow we have friends coming in, and then my sister-in-law is going to come in the week after, so we're going to go to Disneyland a couple days and stuff. Don't do it. Yeah, you. I have a bunch of my shot glasses lined up, and he's about ready to play with one and knock it off, so I have to keep an eye on him. He's gotten a lot bigger too. Haven't you guys, Mo? Yeah, so hopefully I will see you next week with more stuff and a shorter video, unless you guys like the long ones. Are you gonna come say hi? Come here, buddy. So here's Cosmo. What was that? Oh, go find out. There's noise in the room. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time, hopefully in a week, with lots more to show. I haven't decided what I'm going to stitch my chatelaine on. I am leaning towards a gray, not modeled, so I will dye it myself and see how I do with not modeling, but a gray, possibly an opalescent, probably. Did you guys notice that weird, like, light change? That was weird. Like a gray, possibly opalescent 28 count. But it kind of depends on, I might use something that's already in my stash. I always, I keep forgetting that I had, like, that I'd bought a bunch of fabric from the LNS going, like, near me going out of sale, or out of business. So everything was on sale, so I might use one of those. Now I'm intrigued. I may have to buy some stuff from 123 Stitch sooner than I thought. But, okay, that's all I have for you guys. When I do buy the threads for the chatelaine, I'm going to look at the pattern and see what's in the middle and kind of base my buying decisions off of those. So I can start sooner rather than later and not have to wait for everything. But I have 2 more things of fabric to buy until I can start 2 or 3, possibly 3 things of fabric to buy until I can start my dyeing for my Christmassy couriers. So, because I want to dye the fabric all at once to make sure I get the, like, levels of dye right so that they all look similar to each other. So when I'm at Michael's to buy my project, my filing cabinet for my fabric, I will go ahead and buy those last 3 pieces of fabric as well, hopefully, if they have them, so that I can start that dyeing process and hopefully start stitching on those too. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm done rambling, I promise. I will see you guys all next time. Thank you for subscribing and liking, and I will talk to you later. Bye!